Hello, it's Josh from CollectionDX.com. So here we have the Casshern figure. It's a very heavy figure. It's got a lot of die-cast metal, chest, hips, legs, feet, arms are all plastic, waist. It's got a very thick coat of pearlescent paint over it. Might be hard to see in the video, but it makes it hard to distinguish what parts are metal and what parts are plastic. Even some of the metal has somewhat of a feel to it, but it is metal. Let's go over a bit of the articulation a bit. There's a ball joint on the head and neck. We've got, it's a basic ball joint. You can actually pop it out if you want and see what's going on. It doesn't hurt anything. There's a little shroud here that covers the joint that rotates. You have double jointed elbows, and you've got a hinged ball wrist. One thing that this doesn't have is there's no bicep swivel here. Moving down to the chest, we have pretty good chest joint, full range of motion, no complaints there. Down to the legs, we have an interesting sort of swivel going on, and you can kind of go up and down a little bit if you want to. It's basically, there's a central joint with two pegs coming out of it and balls at the end, and this is a two-part piece here. You do get double jointed knees, and in the feet you have a slight, well, they rotate, you have a slight rocker to the ankle, and then you do have a toe that moves, but just a little bit, not a lot. These guns here, they are supposed to kind of just rest in here, but you can see that they're very loose and come off easily. So for the purpose of this review, I'm going to keep them off just because it's a bit annoying. You can see it's got the licensed Tatsunoko, Icarus on the bottom. Now, talk about the figure itself a bit. It's a pretty good figure. It's bigger than your Figure Arts, but smaller than a 1/6 scale. It's probably about your Play Arts Kai scale, if you know what those are about. So bigger than a Marvel Legends. Most of the joint work is pretty nice, but after a few times of replacing the hands, I noticed the wrist joints are getting a little loose. And I mean, Icarus is a smaller company. You're gonna see little things like that are just a little less refined than you would on a Bandai piece. Like you'll see the seam line running down the legs. You see there's a little bit of a paint blurb, I don't know if you can see it right there on the back, and you know, just some paint detail that isn't 100%, but it's still pretty good. And you know, there aren't a lot of Casshern figures around, and it's pretty nice. Like I said, it's maybe not top of the line quality, but I like it. Stands pretty good, and it comes with a lot of accessories. You get an assortment of hands, a lot of hands, and you get an extra head, and you also get these little face plates. You can remove, just easily just pop it out, and you have angry Casshern. I will show you the issue I have with the hands. They are difficult to pop out. You can hear how tight that is, and see how loose that joint is. It's very loose now. So you just have to be careful when you're putting a fist on or whatever, to just line it up great and wait till it pops in. I'm actually a bit more interested in Friender the dog than I am in Casshern. Friender is also very nice. Die-cast main body, die-cast feet, die-cast rear section. The legs have a nice clicky action to them. They're articulated here, but only so far. And then that joint moves, and then the foot joint moves, so it's pretty good. You got and then bendy that way. Again, you have clicky feet there. The neck, you can rotate it a little bit. You can go up and down a little bit, but it's not a huge range of motion. I would have liked to see something a little more. This mouth does open and stay open with a click. One of the weird choice here too is that on the front legs you got some range of motion to do that. on the bat legs. Not really. I'm hesitant to splay them out anymore. Tail moves around. It's actually 2 pieces here, so you can, I don't know, fiddle with it. There also includes another set of clawed feet. They're essentially the same. They just have little claws on the bottom. I'm not going to swap these out just because of the difficulties that I had swapping the hands out, and it's not. The difference is so subtle. I don't really care. So for those who do care, they're included, and for those who don't care, don't worry about it. A stand is included. It's fine. It has a clear base plate with a bunch of holes on it, and it has these little connectors so you get a bunch of base plates, you can stick them together. And it's basically the same thing as your average Tamashii stand. It's fine. It's not going to hold any extreme poses, but it's fine. That's about all I could really say about it. It's fine. So this it's a pretty cool set. I mean, this is a review sample from Icarus Toys. It is a very competent set. It's nice. I think I like Fender more than I like Casshern, and it's not because Casshern is a bad toy. I just think I find Fender more visually interesting. I was never a huge fan of the anime series, but I love Gatchaman, and it's the aesthetics of Casshern and the aesthetics of Gatchaman are very similar. And especially in the dog Fender, he reminds me of, you know, the race car from Gatchaman, only like in dog form. I don't know, is that silly? I don't know. This is Casshern and Fender set from Icarus Toys. It's out now. This has been Josh from CollectionDX.com. We'll see you next time. Bye.